Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class 6. This is Miss Samreen, your science teacher. Our today's topic is steps of scientific investigation. Scientists investigate the world in many fields of science. Researchers may use different methods and be guided by different theories and hypotheses. However, physical scientists usually follow the general approach. This approach includes the following step. Number one step is to identify the research question of problem, right? For example, the problem is malaria. And in their second step, they form a hypothesis, right? Hypothesis is the intelligent gases by which actually these are the intelligent gases as to what may be the possible answer to this particular question. This is the intelligent gas in a form of statement, right? Hypotheses are the intelligent gases of scientists. And in their third step, they gather evidence and data to test the hypothesis. They observe different things. Observation include all the five senses, right? In their observation includes all the five senses like touching, hearing, seeing. After observe with their five senses, they collect and organize the data, right, to test the hypothesis. And in their fourth step, they analyze the evidence, right? In the fourth step, they analyze the evidence, and in their fifth step they decide whether the evidence support the hypothesis or not. And in their sixth step they draw a conclusion and finally they communicate results. For example, we have taken the example of malaria, right? And the hypothesis is the malaria is caused by a very tiny living creature. It is a unicellular living creature called Plasmodium, right? Scientists collect the blood sample of different people having malaria and the blood sample of healthy person. They observe that under microscope, they observe that the malarial patients contain a living creature, a tiny living creature called Plasmodium. So they organize the data, right? The data supports, for example, they took the sample of 100 people. Among them, 20 of them having malaria and 80% don't have malaria. They observe that in 20 blood sample, a person who has malaria contain Plasmodium, right? And the person, the healthy person, does not contain Plasmodium, right, in their blood sample. So they organize and analyze the data, right? Finally, they do different experiment and observation and to support their hypothesis. And finally, they conclude that malaria is caused by a tiny living creature. It is a unicellular organism called Plasmodium, right? This Plasmodium is spread due to a specific species of mosquito called female Anopheles, right? This female Anopheles breed in marshy areas. So the people who live in marshy areas or who live near stagnant water easily caught malaria. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.